My name's Karen Goebel. I am a program coordinator in digital learning, and we have, she's not supposed to be here, but she's here.
I'm Emily Nordhausen. I'm another one of the program coordinators.
And I'm Kaylee Wiemeyer, another program coordinator.
Yay. Okay. So we are so excited. Oh, here comes a dog. We are so excited. Y'all, we have loved our iPads and we are hoping that after you see some of the cool things that we're going to show you tonight, that you'll be able to see that it's much more than just a document camera. I know that's what they were purchased for you to use as a document camera, but they're also great for you doing note taking and all kinds of other things. So we're going to show you some of our favorite things. Did Miss Emily just disappear? Okay, anyway, so I'm going to stop sharing, or wait, let me just do this. Where in the heck am I? Okay, so I'm sharing my screen, and here we go. Okay, there we go. Oh, I already said that. I hope everyone scroll in the chat, get to the bit.ly, make sure you click for the prizes and so you can get to spin for those. All right, we're planning to look at, we've got a new breaking news about screen recording, and I think it's going to make so many people happy when this launches, or it launched last week, but we're going to tell you about it. I'm going to share that part, and I'll come back and share about splitting the screen and that sort of thing. And then Kaylee is going to take over in a little bit. She's going to talk about GoodNotes, which is one of our favorite apps to use. All right, and then don't forget, click here to get to the prizes. All right, so before I start sharing my screen, here's what, and hopefully you were able to bring your iPad, you brought your iPad home, it's fully charged and that sort of thing. I'm getting ready to switch to my iPad and present from it, but before I do that, we found out last week a guy from Apple was here visiting with us and sharing some of the cool things, and he said, hey, guess what? In iOS 17, you can now mirror and screen record. And this has been a big ask from a lot of math teachers, well, just teachers in general. So if you're presenting with your iPad and you're mirroring it up onto your ClearTouch panel, in the previous versions of iPad, you could not mirror and record at the same time, which is a bummer, because if you're doing, like say you're teaching math and you're showing, you've got your GoodNotes open and you're on blank paper and you're showing the kids how to work a math problem, you want to record that for your kids who are not present on that day, or maybe for your kids to go back and watch later. You can now do this. So what you have to do is, and you know what? I think I'm going to stop sharing here. Hold on, it's probably going to do something funky. Oh, there's Emily, she came back. All right, so, and y'all can see me. All right, I'm going to share from my iPad. You know, I think I have bifocal contacts, but I might have to start getting, readers. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, start broadcast. All right, it's coming. Y'all tell me if it's there. It looks like it is. This is the cool thing about having it up. All right, you can see that. There we go. I'm going to move that over to the side. Y'all, I don't know if y'all can see. So here's my Teams, and I'm going to just push that baby off to the side. You see how you now have a little arrow over here? And I can just bring that back if I need to. I love that. All right, so first thing I want to talk about is how to do the screen record. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your settings and you're going to scroll down to general. And I'm going to ask y'all, please don't try to update right now. If you hit that update button, you might be locked out and you may not be able to follow along with us. Wait until after the live and then you can do the update. So I went to general And then over here on the right-hand side here, it says software update. When you click on that, you'll see I have already, because man, we did download it as soon as that was shared with us. You're probably still on 16. I think the district may be going to push this out soon, but we don't know. We don't know when, so don't wait for them. Just go ahead and do the update. It does take a little while, like 20 minutes maybe. I don't know. It does take a little bit to load it. But once you get that loaded, okay, then you're going to be able to mirror to the panel, okay? So you know how you mirror to your ClearTouch panel. Now you can, on your iPad, what you're going to do, and it's probably not going to let me do this because I see that little record button, but I'm going to pull down from the top right corner, and I can't, okay, I'm not going to be able to show you a long press, and maybe, anyway, but it's blinking right now because it's actually, I am doing this through Teams, so it's using the camera, but that button that you see blinking is my screen record button, okay? And then what you want to do the first time you use this, don't just hit that button, because if you do, you may not have turned on the microphone, and I can't show you because I am currently using the mic thing, but you're gonna do what's called a long press. A long press is where you just hold for about 2 or 3 seconds on that button. And what's going to happen, and if you've got our, if you have our bit.ly, you see the screen, the pictures in there, okay? In the bit.ly, you'll see it. It's going to pop up a little box, and there's going to be a thing that says microphone, and it's off by default. All right. So what you want to do is you want to turn that microphone on. If you don't turn that on, you aren't going to have any sound. Okay. Maybe you don't want to hear yourself, but the kids are going to want to hear you. Okay. So you want to make sure, I think you, girls, remind me, I think I'm right. You just turn it on the first time and it's on. But you have to turn it on, and you can only do that by doing the long press. Okay, does that make sense? I can't see my chat anymore because anyway, but they're monitoring the chat for me. All right, so this is great news because now you can record from your iPad while you are mirroring. You were not able to do this. It was not a ClearTouch limitation, it was an Apple limitation, but Apple has fixed that. Thank you, thank you. All right, so hopefully that that's good news for all of you. I know we are so excited, and we can't wait to get this word out to all the people. All right, so that's with screen record. All right, now, Clips also allows you to clips. Who said that? The chat. I gotta look at that chat. I didn't realize that you could mirror in Clips. See, you learn something new every day. Sandra said it. Oh, Sandra. You're at Greenwood, right? Isn't that, I'm thinking the right person, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. You're blended chat. Wow. Well, see, you should have told us that. No, I'm just kidding. We've just been struggling with that, but this, I love this because you don't have to be in Clips. It's just pull that down and start it. You just figured it out. Yeah. Well, you know what? We've had this conversation this week with ClearTouch. We've been meeting with ClearTouch the last couple of days, and we're like, you know what? We're all in this together. We're all learning as we go. All this great technology is here, and we're doing the best we can, and that's all anyone expects. Just do the best you can. All right. The next thing I wanted to show you is how to do a screenshot. I love this because if you're walking around the room and maybe you see something, you can quickly open your camera. And let me see, where did my camera go? Let me find it. Y'all, there's my camera. Okay, so ooh, you got a little box there. So if you see something that you really like somebody's work, you can do a screenshot. Now, it's probably not going to show here, but what you have to do is you take your finger and you go in the bottom left corner. You have to put your finger in the black. Don't start it on the picture. And you swipe diagonally like you're going to the top corner. What I like about this versus taking a picture of somebody's work, so maybe you're trying to do RTI and you need documentation on this student. What I like about this is I can use my pencil and I can now write and put notes. It's kind of hard to see on that. I probably should make it fatter, but anyway, you can do all that kind of stuff on your document. And then up here at the top where it says share and save, like right here, I'm going to press that. What I like to do is share it to my files. Okay. If I say save to files, it pulls this up. And what I like about this is I can then select my drive. So do you see right there? I can then put it in my drive. Maybe I have a folder on that student and I can add all my documentation into that folder to share. And I'm going to cancel this one. I don't need to do it. I'm going to do that one too. I'm going to close that camera. All right. So those
And
are
you
the
know what I use that a lot for
what?
is service desk tickets. A lot of the time they're like, oh, well, my student is having an issue with this digital resource and this is all she or he sees. So I just screenshot the student screen and then I airdrop it to my iPad.
Yes,
And then I can put in
airdrop.
the
And
ticket.
that's the cool thing, because if you're in a teacher's classroom, even the teacher could take their camera or take a picture of it and airdrop it to you. Airdropping on the iPads, the best invention ever. We airdrop to each other all the time, and we even do it with our Macs. We are lucky enough that our boss actually bought us Macs to use. So we can airdrop to that. Love this for showcase. Yes, to showcase student work. Emily's great there. You learned that the hard way and was so sad. What did you learn the hard way? That you
I
didn't
think
have
it
the
was
mic
the long
on?
press.
The
Yeah, I think
the
it was the
long press?
microphone.
Yes. Yeah, you got to turn that microphone on the first time. Okay, I think I've covered because I can't see my slideshow anymore. Did I cover everything I was supposed to cover for now, Emily? Oh, I did.
Yes, yes, ma'am,
I
you
mean,
did.
Kaylee. So I'm going to, where am I? I'm going to stop screen recording, or I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Woohoo! Did I knock myself out of Teams though? Nope, I didn't. Found it. Okay, so now I'm going to let Kaylee. Yeah, you didn't have that mic on. Yep, it's critical. First time you do it, you got to turn that mic on. All right. Look at those babies.
Okay. Oh, and I meant to change this too. I didn't need everybody seeing my babies. Okay, so I'm going to be talking to
Show
you
off those
about
babies.
goodness.
So there's the
Yes,
slideshow. Emily, just put it
so
back
cute.
in.
Yes. Um, so on slide 7, Emily made this fantastic video about using the GoodNotes app, how to scan a document. But I'm going to show you today how to scan a document. And so you see, I have my iPad, and I'm going to see if I can circle. Here we go. There's GoodNotes right there. And so I'm just going to click on GoodNotes. And I've already played around with it. I've got a lot open here, but I'm going to hit this little back button. And this is what it looks like when you first open GoodNotes, except you might not have all the stuff that I have in here. We are such big GoodNotes users. We love, love, love GoodNotes. So how to scan a document is I've got a couple of different documents in front of me and I am mirroring to the panel and I want my students to see these documents as I annotate on them. Okay, so I'm first going to start by clicking this little new button right here. So I'm going to touch that and then I'm going to say scan document right here. Okay, and now all I have to do is just hold it up. I'm going to stand up here for a minute. And it just takes it without me ever pressing it. So that's one. Let me just do another one right here.
I love that. So fast.
And it says save to, and I'm going to click save. And so now it's importing that document. And there they are right there. And then I can zoom in, you pinch and zoom with your fingers, right? And we've been telling everybody about these styluses from Amazon. We love them. They're like a knockoff Apple Pencil. Um, and I like it because you just click the top and my pencil turns on. And what I like about GoodNotes is when I mirror, my students can't see this top bar.
Right.
Okay, so all of these tools they can't see. Now we are sharing our screen today so that you can see these tools. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my pin here. Okay, and then I can select any color. I've got a blue on, and I'm going to change my thickness here. And now I can start writing. Okay, now let's just say, hey, Haley, my handwriting is terrible. I don't know about this. No worries. One of our favorite tools, and I actually show you on slide 9, is the handwriting to text. And so if I click on the little text button right there, and you can see that it turned that kind of teal color. So that's my text right here. And now I'm just going to swipe down, and now I've got a text box, and I can start writing. And there is my text. And then I can double tap on it, and I can make my font a little bit larger. Okay. Now, sometimes if I'm pulling in a PDF that may have links, I can keep those links. GoodNotes keeps those automatically, and I can switch between editing mode and read-only mode. And read-only mode will allow those links to be activated. So if I click on them, it'll link to a new page. And so I do that by clicking on the little pencil right here. Okay, so if I click that, now I'm in read-only mode, and you'll notice that even though you see I'm moving this around because I'm trying to write on it, I can't write on it because I'm in read-only mode. And then I'll just tap on that pencil again, and now I can write all over this. Okay, so I love this. A lot of the times when we go to classrooms, we hear about that there's a lag in between if they're using the camera or the magnifier and they're actually writing on the physical document. Okay, there's no lag because you're not using the camera. You already have the scanned document here. So we've taken a picture of that document. I can scroll down, sorry, this way and go to the next one, which I think it's not as clear because I think I moved my iPad. Okay, and now I can write all over this one. Okay. So that is just that scanning a document. I love that to kind of replace some of the paper copies that we have as far as like writing underneath the document camera. I also love this because now I'm not tied to a document camera. I can move around the classroom and see if other students are doing what I need them to do. Are they making their plot organizer look like my plot organizer? Have they added anything to it that maybe I forgot about? And I can take that screenshot real quickly, or I can switch over to the camera, which Karen's going to show you how to do real quickly, and broadcast the student work to the panel. Okay. So that is just that's a quick tutorial in GoodNotes. There's so much more that GoodNotes does, and we're going to be doing a more in-depth training of GoodNotes in February. Our February webinar is going to be on GoodNotes.
Hey, Kaylee. So somebody
Yes.
said they don't see the same bar you have at the top.
Oh, that's a great comment.
Great question. So we're
So
gonna
if you
explain
look,
that.
yeah, if you look at our slides, I've got 2 different pictures. So I have mine updated to GoodNotes 6. You still have GoodNotes 5. Now, Emily, can you chime in for me? Because you met with IT the other day. They are pushing or they're updating to GoodNote 6.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a complicated update, and so they are getting the code that they need from GoodNotes, something on the back end, and so hopefully they'll be able to do that. They thought that it had gone through, but they were missing one part. So we've heard that GoodNote 6 does come. We don't have to pay extra for that, and so they are working. And they said hopefully within the next few weeks they would be able to get that, and hopefully sooner they would be able to get that update pushed to you all, and that it would automatically update the app. So coming very soon.
Coming soon, yes.
So that's why I included both of those screenshots on slides 8 and 9, is because one is GoodNotes 5 and the other is GoodNotes 6. And so I've just updated mine to GoodNotes 6 already. And so that's the difference. The next thing I'm going to show you is a cool little trick that Emily has discovered, and it's dragging an image from Safari. So if I put my pen down, kind of like pop this up a little bit, I can open Safari, and I'm just going to put in a search of Venn diagram. Images. Okay. And so now you see I've got a couple different Venn diagrams. And this is on slide 10. We have a GIF that's cycling. Okay. And so now what I'm going to do is let me just find one. Okay. I'll just do one of these blank ones. So I just slide it on over. Oops, I didn't do this right. Hang on.
That's okay. Sometimes I search in the full screen of Safari because it's a little bit easier to kind of find, and then I pull open. You want those slides kind of, or the app side to side. And so what Kaylee's doing now is she's kind of holding down on the app on the dock, and she drags it to the side and kind of locks it in there. And so it just takes a little bit of practice to kind of practice getting those two side by side apps.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I like
we're gonna look
searching
at that in a
for
minute.
the picture first.
I almost kind of like opening Safari full because I just want that full view.
Yeah, I like that better. And then also, let me just adjust this. And I think Karen's going to show you all of this too.
Yeah.
So now I've brought this in, and I should have opened up a new page first, but now I've brought in this Venn diagram and I have it in GoodNotes.
And Kaylee, you just kind of like pushed down on one and dragged it over, correct? You just
Yeah, I just held it down and slid it over.
It's probably another one of those long presses. It's kind of like a right click, y'all. Is a long press is holding it for a couple of seconds till you see it kind of pop up.
And you know what? If it doesn't come in perfect with the great, the clearest quality, I just go and find another image. That it's just a really quick way to pull in images. So I love that trick.
There we go. Okay. So now if I just take this, and you'll see I'm dragging it over here. And now I can make it bigger or smaller, however I need. Okay. And then we can zoom in and out.
And this could work for anything, parts of a cell, talking about, you could pull in a map really easily.
Right. A plant you're going to label.
Yeah, anything you want to annotate on top of. You can also, we have a ton of these graphic organizer templates in the curriculum container, and they're just all Google Drive files. So you can always import a Google Drive file into GoodNotes. Okay. And that's all done. Actually, let's close out this one real quick so we have a bigger screen. And that's all done through the plus button. So remember, that plus button is where I first clicked on scan a document. This is where I can import something, or I can always open up Google Drive and just send it to GoodNotes. Oh, Karen.
They heard something. They all went that way.
I love, Kaylee, though, that your drive, that does include both anything that's been shared with you. And so if you're working as a team, you could put something in a drive that it's shared with your whole team, and then you guys could go and pull it up. Correct?
Right. And I will say that this document is the one that I pulled from Google. That's why it's the two different colors. And then look, it takes up the full page. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk to you about with GoodNotes is folders versus notebooks. So in GoodNotes, you have the ability to create a notebook. And so you'll see that I have notebooks here, and my GoodNotes is all connected to my professional and my personal. So you'll see a little bit of both in here. But so my notebook is just where you can house an unlimited amount of pages. With our GoodNotes subscription, you can have unlimited amount of notebooks. So you could have if you're self-contained, you could do your math notebook, you could do an ELA notebook, you could do a social studies notebook, a science notebook. If you're not self-contained, if you teach like a secondary, you could do a notebook for period 1, a notebook for period 2, and so on. So I like that. And you can kind of keep track of what notes are we taking in class? What are we doing in class? Kind of like that interactive notebook that you would normally do with your students, your teacher copy. Okay. And so I like the notebook for that. And you would just click on notebook. And then what I like is that you can change out the color, you can change the paper, but you want to make sure you give it a name right here. I'm just going to call this practice. Okay, and then it does say if you want a cover or not. I usually like to have a cover. And then you have your paper templates here of like what you want. I'm going to just say, I'm going to leave it. I usually just leave it at GoodNotes Standard. And then I normally don't like the yellow paper. I like the white paper. So I'm going to change the color of my paper to white. And I normally like it blank. That's just me though. I mean, everybody has their own preference. I know like a lot of the times we might want a wide ruled paper so that it kind of mimics what the students are writing on in their own journals. And so I have lots of different papers in here. And then you would just click create. And so now I've got that notebook and it takes me straight in to the first page and where I can add in different things. I can scan in files, add those there. Just kind of create that notebook that we're used to. Okay, I'm going to go back. The other thing that you can do is create folders. So you'll see down here, I've got folders for just different things. And so with GoodNote 6, you can actually change the color of your folders. So I don't think you guys can do that yet with GoodNote 5. So once you get updated to GoodNote 6, you have all the fun stuff of changing the color of your folders, which I already did. But to create a folder, you just click on the plus button and then you'll say folder and you'll give it a name. And this is where you have all of these great colors. Ooh, and I missed this the first time about putting in an icon. I love that. So let's just do this. And since we're talking about iPads, I'll call it Apple. And then we'll hit done. And now I've got a folder here. Okay, and so what I love about this thing, what I love is now I can drag documents in here to kind of organize that. So in case you didn't want to use a notebook, maybe I want a folder for science, and then I can drag in all of my science documents in there. Or if I'm using GoodNotes to take notes at a staff meeting or at a meeting that I've gone to or an art or anything like that, I can create a folder for that. And then all of those notes can go into that folder. And so it's just simply clicking and dragging into the folder. Just like that. Okay. So again, like I said, this is our quick overview of GoodNotes just to kind of get you started and exploring in the whole GoodNotes platform. And like I said, we're going to do more deep dive in February. We'll have a full webinar on GoodNotes. Okay, and I think with just our short time left, Karen's going to talk to us about splitting our screen.
Okay, and I did see, and I'm going to share again, I saw somebody ask a question about airdropping. Did we answer that? Do y'all know?
We did not answer that.
Okay, so start broadcast. I'll kind of talk about it real quick because I saw somebody say, can you share again how to airdrop from the school iPad? Okay, there we go. All right, so if you're in like, let me find a photo here. Where are my, there's my photos. Look how cute that is. All right, so I'll just look at this one. So I've got this photo here, or let's say I took this picture, and up here at the top is the, where did it go? Oh, it's all on this side now. So I have my, so you want to look for this little button called share. I think they call it Sharo. Sharo, which is a weird name, but that's what they call it. Okay, so once you do that, this comes up and you'll see right here is a word called airdrop. So if I click on that, it's asking, where do I want to airdrop this to? And you just select the device. It's an Apple, it's going to look for other Apple products. So if Kaylee was standing next to me, it would have her iPad showing there, and you just click on it and then it will send it to that device, and it just magically pops up on that other device. Does that answer your question? I hope.
Well, Karen, what you may need to show them is in settings, turning on the airdrop. Because I know like when I have had students airdrop to me, I had to turn theirs on and I had to turn mine on to allow for like 10 minutes or something.
So in settings, you may have to review that with me because it's been so long.
Okay.
All right, so I'm in settings.
Right there, airdrop.
Now, here's the other thing. Did I just pass it?
No, go over.
Oh, it was right here. It's under general. I guess I was looking to see what category it was under. So my settings may look slightly different than yours. We discovered that in 17 there is a few changes and differences, but so you're clicked on general, and right there where it says airdrop, you want to make sure, like mine right now says contacts only. You might, especially if it's somebody, like if Kaylee were in your room, she's probably not in your contacts. You probably would want to turn on that everyone for 10 minutes so it grabs whoever is around there, and it'll only be on for 10 minutes so that Joe down the street can't start airdropping stuff to you, I guess is the safety thing.
Right. But, and that's how I've done it with students as well.
Yes, with student iPads. This is a great thing for, especially with, what was I going to say? With the student iPads in kinder through second. Okay, where am I? Okay, so I'm talking about split screen. So Kaylee was kind of showing, oh, it worked. The feature had to be turned on. Yes, it has to be turned on. All right, and that was good. I'm glad Kaylee reminded us of that because we turned it on so long ago. Sometimes you forget. I was working with a teacher the other day that had forgotten to do something in Schoology that you normally do at the beginning of the year. So it just happens. All right. So Kaylee, we're talking about split screen because a lot of times we hear from teachers that when they're mirroring, they want to show, this thing, and then they want to also have like the magnifier open, or they want to have the camera open. So there's actually, and if you're in the slideshow presentation, I have pictures of 2 ways, but there's actually 3, and maybe there's more. We just are going to talk about 3 ways. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and open up my GoodNotes. If I can find it, there it is. So I've opened up GoodNotes. So one way to split your screen is to go up to the very top. So you see at the top of my screen here, there's the 3 little dots. You're going to click that and you just say split view, and that's going to split the screen. Now it looks like it's just popped that screen clear off, to the side over there. All right, now I'm going to, let's just open our clock. So when I click and open the clock, do you see how it split the screen? So I've got one on one side and one on the other. So I could have my little timer going. I could be in GoodNotes over here, taking notes, that sort of thing. This is okay to me. It's not my favorite way to do it. But you could have the magnifier on here, so you're showing math manipulatives, and you've got good notes over here where you're writing the math problem that, maybe you're showing base 10 blocks and you want, okay, how many hundreds do we have? And then you could use your good notes to show them how to write that out in expanded form, or how to write it, as a number or whatever. Okay, here comes a dog. I'm surprised you can't see his little face. He's kind of right here. All right, so that's one way. I'm going to close this. Now to stop it, you have to go back up to those three little dots and you just say full screen and it gets you out. And then I'm just going to make that done, or you could just exit one of them and say done. I'm surprised you can't see him, but he's right. Of course, he's right here. All right, now that's one way. Now the other way that's on there is to drag, and Kaylee was kind of showing this a second ago. What you want to do is you want to take your finger and you want to just kind of lightly pull up, okay? So I've got it there. And then I'm going to take that same clock or timer. I'm just going to click and kind of hold it and drag it over to the edge. And when I let go, it splits my screen. That's probably, to me, faster than me going up to the document at first and splitting the screen and that sort of thing. But what has become my new favorite way to do it is this. I'm going to slowly pull it up like that. And then I'm going to click and hold. There's that long press again. And I just am going to put it on top of the document. I like this because watch what I can do. I can just I'm slide that off and I'm in full screen. But if I want to bring it back, I just swipe from the side and it brings it back. This has become my new favorite way to do it. Do y'all like my sound effects? No, she's over there smiling. I was like, yeah. So you can just slide it over and bring it back. And you can set a timer, let it go, but you could then be in the math problem because you've got like 10-minute timer on there. I don't know. You could have that on, but that's my newest. Can you split in more than two screens like snow? Oh, you're talking about zones, right? Well, no. Do y'all know of a way to do 4 or 5? No, I don't know of any. Yeah, so Snowflake can do up to 4 zones, right? Maybe there's more. I don't know. I think it's just 4. And y'all, with the new update, here comes another dog. With the new update, hopefully y'all have seen that box. You're gonna be able to put it in 3 panels. I love those long vertical. Okay, but no, not that I'm aware of. But you know what? We're all learning, so maybe there is a way that anybody know of a way? I do not know. Yes, the Share button. I see somebody saying that. Okay.
We are all new to Apple products. The
We're
three
not
of
Apple
us.
girls.
We are all Android users.
I have an Android phone. Oh, you can't see it there. I have an Android phone. All 3 of us have Android phones. Our boss, on the other hand, is an Apple girl. She has a iPhone, and she's actually the one that kind of converted us. We're semi-Apple girls, maybe. I don't know. We're now slowly, like, I am loving this Mac. I didn't think I would be a Mac person, but I'm
Well, I just
really
want to
liking that.
interject here. Nicole asked a really good question. Will GoodNotes share photos and files between our iPads and school PCs, or would we need to save it in Drive first? So, part of that, we can share notes. You can share notes with each other in GoodNotes. That's turning on a collaborate feature. But as far as like your GoodNotes to your PC, no, you would probably need to put that document into Google Drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good questions. Good questions. Now, if you had a Mac, we didn't go that way, but if you had a Mac, you could have GoodNotes on your Mac and on your iPad, and they sync together, and they're the same. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those are all great questions.
Yeah, the last thing we want to share with you, Karen, since you're sharing, are you on the slide deck?
I can be. Oh, let me not share from, let me stop sharing
Oh, do you want
from
to
my,
share from your computer?
yeah, because the slide deck happens to be on there.
Okay. And I
I
just
still
want to direct
share? Yeah.
everybody to slide 13. We've got some upcoming trainings we want to make sure you know about. And so the first one is our Tech Palooza, which is on November 4th. That is a
Get you
Saturday, and it's going to be from 9 in the morning to noon at Ulrich Intermediate. And so we're going to be covering all the
getting
stuff
there.
for our new technology. No worries. And so
Trying
you
to
can
do.
click, if you're
Woo.
in the slide deck, you can just, we have everything linked there. You can just click there to register. Um, so our Tech Palooza is going to be talking, we're going to have Brandy from ClearTouch there. Um, we're going to have Seesaw there. We're going to have people talking about iPads, how to use them in their classroom. We're going to hear from teachers and specialists about how they're using the new technology. Um, so it's going to
Yeah.
be a great time. We're excited about it. And you get exchange day credit. It's only 3 hours.
3 hours. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Start
great way
Saturday
to
too. If
focus
you
on
don't
that
want to
new.
spend all day Saturday.
Oh,
Yes. And then we have our webinar on November 9th, again at 7:45 to 8:30 on extensions we're grateful for. And then if you haven't taken a Clear Touch Basics with Brandy, we highly suggest them. We've got 2 more left this semester, November 15th, or you can go to November 30th, and those are from 4:30 to 6 o'clock.
And if you only attended one in the summer, it is crazy that, we've attended so many sessions, and every time we are with her, we learn new things. And we were just with them today and we learned some really amazing things. So if you have not attended one of those sessions, or you were at one way back at the beginning of the school year in the summer, it is really worth revisiting because she has so much to share.
mm-hmm.
Yes, she does.
She does. Yeah, the good notes for Windows. I don't know how well they talk to each other. I think that might be more in beta. I'm not sure. I don't think we
I
have
think
it
it
in the
is
district though.
beta.
Yeah, and I don't think we have it out for our Windows devices. I believe it's only for the Apple that we have, that the district has permission for.
That's always something that we can ask IT to look into.
Mm-hmm. We
And I
could.
think what Pavani is talking about is that if you split the screen between your photo app, so your not photo app, your photos, and then GoodNotes, and you hold down on a photo, it can drag in the photo without the background. So it kind of is like the outline of whoever is the main focus of the photo, and then it kind of floats over whatever text you have.
Yeah, it does remove the background stuff. Yes, and it's exactly like what Kaylee showed with Safari open, but instead of opening Safari, you would have your photos opened there. And I just love how you just click and hold and you don't have to go search for where's the import button. You just kind of drag and drop it on top. Yeah, I like the way it does remove those backgrounds
And it kind of
on that.
like hovers around the image like it's
Uh-huh.
magical and brings it over.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Apple for you.